but towards the end of last year, like I had a lot of people saying, Frank, like you have the ability to help a lot of men. Like I was like, this was God calling me to do this. So I had a background as a health and fitness coach. So I needed to figure out, okay, how can I utilize, my life's education and work, but then bring it into this space. So I was looking at what other guys were doing out there. I've now gone through and I've gotten, a handful of different, addiction counseling and addiction coaching certifications. So I could understand the root causes of the issue. But our whole philosophy here is we don't treat the addiction. We coach the person that is struggling with the addiction. So where a lot of like your 12 steps, a lot of other programs out there, it's like, you got to go in, you got to raise your hand, you got to identify, I had this problem, it's got control over me, and I'm never going to be able to actually grow out of it. I must surrender to it completely. And hopefully I can pray and, not fall victim to it. It's like, I don't fully agree with that approach. Like, I don't want you every day telling yourself that you're a porn addict.
Love that.
I don't want you constantly reminding of who you are. We're focused on becoming the person that is no longer addicted to porn. If you're going to end your battle with porn addiction, you must become. It's funny because I was reading your book this morning and you talked about becoming. I think it's towards the end of the book, becoming a new person. And you like italicized the word becoming. I'm very big on becoming the person that is no longer addicted to porn. So a lot of the guys, we start with obviously cleaning the closet out, like you got to remove all the triggers and things like, you may have to put a filter up on your computer, if you got videos and this and that, like eliminate those. Like I've had guys like have to remove people from their life, certain relationships. That's a big part of it. So we're going to look at, all the things that are enabling you at this point and make sure we put barriers in and around there. And then from there, we're really focusing on how has porn prevented you from truly living the life that you were created to live, truly stepping into all that you were created to be. So what areas are you lagging in? And then let's build a growth-centric, program. Let's build a vision to help us get there. So it's really about, building the life where it no longer has the temptations. They're always going to be there. The trigger's always going to be there. So you have to put habits and disciplines and mechanisms in place that just bring you more joy and pleasure in life. And you got to get back to truly enjoying life for all that it is. So that's some, we do look at a lot of fasting. So because of my background in health and fitness, I think that because most guys coming to me with porn problems, like they're not, high level bodybuilders, like they're not fitness, models, like they don't have the physique that I had. So they're coming to me most of the time, their health is, somewhat in shambles or it's not at the top of the game. And I was like, dude, if you're going to actually be able to fight this battle over here, we need to get you winning the battle with your body first. If you're weak physically, if you're weak mentally, if you're weak here, you're not going to have the strength needed to fight this battle. So we start there. We start with rebuilding your body. Then we look at rewiring your brain. So how can we reset those dopamine neurotransmitters? How can we kind of rebring gratitude? How can we rebring joy back in your life? So we have a lot of, practices and things we put in place to help you to rewire your brain. So rebuild your body, rewire your brain, and then reshape your heart. And in order to do that, we look at, we removed old toxic relationships. So what are some new relationships that you need to bring back in? That early morning text thing, like that's a standard practice that I do with my guys. If you wake up every single morning and the first thing you do is reach out to 3 people and tell them how much you love them and how amazing it is to have you in their life, chances are the next thing you're not going to do is roll over and pull up porno. Like it's just not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not.
There's a couple things. I love the not having people say they're a porn addict. Because personally, I never liked that about the program where people say, "Oh, my name is such and such, and I'm an alcoholic or I'm a drug addict," and I'm thinking to myself, well, Jesus like healed people from blindness, like leprosy and all kinds of things. So can he heal, people from being an alcoholic or being a drug addict?
Yeah. If our thoughts dictate our habits dictate our actions dictate our life, however, you want to use that, Well, if your everyday thought is I'm an alcoholic or I'm addicted to porn, you're never progressing forward. You're living in the past, and
Yeah.
I've spent too much money, too much time in understanding how the brain works and in the development side. So I tried to take the world of personal development. It's like high achievers, high performers, like if they're using these principles and tactics to elevate them to the next level, well, let's take these, water them down a little bit, and let's use them as success principles to help people break out of recovery. So